Alright boys, welcome back. We are hopping on into map number 5. It's going to be cash, of course, to decide who is going to be taking that spot at ESL 1 Cologne 2019. It's all come down to this moment. We've seen FURIA, of course, picking up the 2 opening maps. Ghost did already have the 1 map advantage coming from the upper bracket. They then managed to just about clinch it out there in the previous matchup with a 16-14 win on Overpass. And of course, with that now we head on to cash. The issue is, this isn't a map we've really seen a lot of from Ghost, rather. And on the other hand, we know for FURIA that it is a pretty strong map for them. Same could have been said in the previous one, though. Overpass, certainly a map that we were expecting FURIA to have a pretty good time on, which they did, I mean, but just in the end weren't able to close it out. But here we go. Pistol round going to be going live. It's the final map of the night, or I suppose the morning. It's 3:15 AM here right now, so of the morning. I'm looking forward to getting to bed, but I'm more so looking forward to finding out who is going to be making their way over to Germany, as it is indeed going to be a bit of a slow start. Ghost may be expecting FURIA to push forward to kick off this round, expecting some aggression to come through, so they are just holding for now, preparing for what looks like it will eventually be the mid control to come out. I mean, they do actually have a flash going forward. It's actually a decoy, never mind. They also have a smoke and then a Molotov over towards Neptune, so no flashes in play. Looking to try and split towards B, and Yuri pushed up close to the boxes right there, is able to go ahead and find a quick frag. Trades coming back from Wardell, or rather a trade back from Wardell. Unfortunately not really going to be enough, as it does end up going in favor of FURIA quite heavily, as Auto Director wasn't working, so I would forgive you for not noticing. I hope you can forgive me for letting Auto Director mess it up. But it's Wardell and Kusta now left in the 2-on-4. He has been cautious of the fact that there could be a player holding this flank, and jumps around the corner to take the headshot. I mean, takes a lot of damage, at least in the process, so with the man advantage still in favor of FURIA, they are in a pretty decent position to still try and close this one out. But let's see, it's winnable now for Ghost. Pushing forward, Wardell realizes there's a player at the CT wall, trying to go forward with the USP. Like, I mean, he can kind of take that duel, but doesn't want to go down and leave Kusta alone. So it's not a risk that's worthwhile, and he has actually managed to sell a pretty nice fake. Able to pull all of the players off of that B bomb site. They now realize that the bomb has gone down on B, or maybe now they do. It's been a long game. Only at this point did they realize that it's B, so that's a little bit awkward. I mean, at least they have a defuse kit, so hopefully they can still make their way in for their own sake. But I don't know, that's given a much better opportunity right now over to Ghost to try and actually hold it down on this after plant. Of course, with Wardell still being really low, it's not going to be super easy. Kusta needs to get it done on the bomb site, and he actually is managing to do so. Gets all of the frags. 3 of them coming through. Again, Auto Director is just absolutely terrible. And I can't observe and cast at the same time. It's too difficult. And it actually just makes casting harder, if anything, as well. FURIA right now, will they take the Force Buyer? They're going to take an Eco into this round. Looks like it will be the Eco. 1 P250 being upgraded, that is going to be it. USP is everywhere else. You see a B stack and a B push coming through right now from FURIA, actually. Left Art alone on A. We'll actually find one. Yuri finds a frag with that P250, but it is still Ghost overall overwhelmingly taking this round in their favor, leaving only Art now on that A bomb site. As we said before, he's got aggressive through door, so that may not be expected. But I mean, I don't think it's going to give him too much. Maybe he can find the frag. There is a couple players on low HP, but he's been spotted by Neptune and taken down. Ghost going to be kicking this map off with a 2-0 lead. And of course, with the last round having been the Eco, it is going to be FURIA though pulling out the guns now on round number 3. And I mean, the buys are actually pretty equal. Issue being for FURIA, they don't have a defuse kit, so if it comes down to a retake, they could struggle a little bit. Over on the Ghost side, though, they have a couple of guilds being kept into play as they don't upgrade. I mean, it is a bonus round. They'll still probably be able to buy at least on 3 players in the next round if they lose this one. And on the other hand, FURIA buying in do end up with a couple of masses in play. As we actually did see Steel getting dinked up there by a bit of a spam early on into this round, so a solid start indeed coming through for FURIA. They throw in a bit of an execute towards B, but they're not going to be committing off. I believe it's actually just a Molotov rather, of course, for them to try and clear out positions. Bit of a spam towards door onto Neptune actually puts even further damage in favor of Furia right now, so the Brazilians looking decent kicking off this round. Of course, there's still 50 seconds remaining though for Ghost, as they are looking to try and take it on towards this A-bomb site. Two-step able to go ahead and take down Yuri, as he's trying to put himself up on top of that box on the site. He did get caught off guard. AbleJ trying to get aggressive into the spawn, ends up getting dropped, and this is Ghost Gaming right now, just pulling this round heavily in their favor. Art tries to get aggressive into the spawn with a flash, in through the spawn rather, with a flash, ends up getting taken down as well. So it is going to be the 4-on-2 now. Serato and Vinny, all that remain. I mean, with 3 players low on HP, Kusta even being tagged up somewhat, it is a winnable position, especially as Vinny finds that frag. But as we said before, they don't have a defuse kit, so at this point, they are in a position where they really do just have to save over the 2 Augs. As you can see, both of those weapons should be carried over for Furia indeed. Ghost able to save 3 of their rifles. They're building up a little bit of money early on. They will have to put some reinvestment through for Neptune and Freakazide, of course, but they have enough to get the guns out. So it is going to be 3-0 Furia, although they save over the 2 rifles, and actually a second AUG was picked up instead of the FAMAS, so that's a good recovery. I was going to say we should see them just taking an eco. Art spends a bit of extra money that he had available. Yuri does the same. It actually gives him an AUG, which he actually had dropped over, apologies, as we actually see Serato going for an MP9. He fully invests down to $400, so I mean, at least they do have the full loss bonus, but even with that, if he doesn't find at least 1 kill, then he's going to be probably on a weaker weapon in the next round rather than the M4 or an AUG. So yeah, not ideal, but let's see. Ghost, will they be able to go ahead and capitalize on this one? They're up against a bit of a mismatched buy. It's 2 rifles rather, SMGs and a pistol. They do realize at least that there is some weaponry in play for Furia right now. That contact being taken over towards B early on, of course, giving them that info. As they try and boost the player up. There is 1 player right below the boost. The Molotov going to stop him from standing too close anyways, so force back off a small amount. Steel though needs to be careful. Molotov going in once again. As Caserato not being given too much of an opportunity, ends up actually taking damage from the Molotov, and that lets them know that he's close. They're going to go ahead and flash over, take the peek together. He still manages to find the frag, even though all he has is the MP9. Freakazide will eventually return it and doubles down as he takes down Art on mid. So 3-on-3 now. We did see a quick trade being returned in the B. Halls, of course, just outside of B and towards Toxic, rather, but as we do see the commitment now onto A, it means it's going to be Vinny who has to try and hold it down. He's elevated himself up on top of the catwalk, gets a quick double kill, and Wardell now on the bomb site, the last man standing. He gets 1 frag, but Yuri's pushing up close, and he manages to actually deny that bomb plant, so Furia end up with a round on the board. They do it off the back of a, as I said, kind of half buy just coming through. They didn't invest everything. They would have been buying in this round no matter what. Is this your last match? It is indeed, Ignite Fiber. Thankfully, because I am absolutely drained at this point. I don't know if you can tell, but I've lost a lot of the energy. Yeah, I'm really struggling to keep the hype up at this point. Yeah, the 3 nights of doing this with very little sleep has kind of caught up with me a little bit, so let's see. Nice little opening frag from Wardell. That boost normally above B, it's not very common, so I think they are going to be a little bit surprised on that Furia side that Wardell was spotting it with the op, but I mean, it's certainly a position that you would be somewhat cautious of on the T side, but there we go. Either way, the man advantage for Ghost. They're looking to try and return around quickly. Will they be able to do so is the question. Bit of contact there for Kusta in B main. He doesn't really need to be taking that fight with the man advantage that they have. And of course, with his teammates now rotating back around to meet up with him, he didn't want to go down before his teammates actually could reach him. So now they begin to push forward. Kusta trying to lead the way, does get dropped by AbleJ. The Molotov makes it a little bit more awkward. Freakazide gets tagged down as he pushes forward. Can he deal with the player in checkers? Indeed he will. Art goes down. There's still 1 on the bomb site that they're aware of. Caserato rather in towards the CT spawn as well. Actually does spot out that flank there and shut down Steel. But now it being a 3-on-3 again. Re-smoking off that CT spawn though, they are able to re-isolate the fight again on Able J on the bomb site. This time he doesn't have a smoke to take cover behind. And he will end up going down, leaving it on Vinny. And Caserato, are they going to be able to pull this off rather is the question. Speaking of the aforementioned player with the awkward name, he's the one that went through the smoke first, ended up going down, and Neptune is going to go ahead and finish it off. 4-1 for Ghost right now. Let's get hype. I was being quite hype earlier, but it is also getting quite late at this point, and my family are sleeping. So I'm keeping it as hype as I can without screaming down the house. I was going to say the gaff, but most people wouldn't have understood that, and they still won't. But let's see. Wardell right now waiting to see if anyone's going to gift him an opportunity. He's just holding that peek at white box. If someone tries to actually jump spot it for info, or if they stand up on top of it, they would be in trouble, but for now that's not going to be the case. Steel trying to pressure towards A. Spots that there is a player boosted up above the bomb site, and I believe may have noticed that there was one at car, but I don't think so. I don't think he swung out quite that wide. And we do see Ghost with still a lot of time on that clock, actually beginning to group up already. Over towards A, it looks like they will want to try and take it. I believe that is Kusta setting up a bit of an execute back from the spawn position. Or perhaps not, he is now just making his way to join his teammates. But the issue is the Deagle of Fury actually been able to find a quick headshot in that position that he had been sitting in at the beginning of the round when he was spotted. Freakazide though begins to recover things. A quick double kill being found. The wall bang trying to come through from Mordell is not actually going to be successful, and that means there is still an op on this bomb site to try and hold it down, but eventually Wardell's given that frag he's been hunting for. It's onto Yuri as he was standing out in the open right there in a little bit of an awkward position. 4 versus 2. Able J and Caserato. They are in a very difficult round right now, but they do manage to open it up. The op finds one and a second. Spins around quickly, expecting Wardell to be coming from behind, but unfortunately not able to get the op ready in time to get that shot off once again. It is going to be 5-1 for Ghost right now. And Furia, they're coming back onto the bye. But this is not what I was expecting onto this final map. On paper is a bit of a stronger map for Furia overall. I mean, the last time they played this one against each other was quite a while ago at this point, and they both have had different rosters rather. Of course, Spaka was still on Furia at the time, and Ghost only had 3 of their current players, I believe. Can't recall which 3 exactly. As Ghost keep it slow. They're not really looking to try and speed it up. I mean, this default has been working for them so far, just kind of feeling out the defense, making the decision late round, and making sure that they at least try it as they push forward. We do see that they, in this round, they're looking to try and get that mid control once again. It was working for them early on. We did see Den Furia trying to get a little bit more aggressive to counteract that, and it kind of kept them away from it for a while. But as we see them this time, being a little bit more aggressive, I suppose, in a fashion where they just want to take the peaks from further back, it does end up costing them the life of Art, because he goes down to the op, of course. Trade at least does come back over in the B main position, and actually Caserato, a little bit of an awkward spray, eventually connects it onto Steel to actually pull a one-man advantage in favor of Furia currently. So that's a decent find, especially as the clock is running down. There's 30 seconds remaining right now. Ghost, they need to bring this towards a bomb site quickly. And they are going to choose the A bomb site. Issue is Vinny, I believe, is spotting A main right now on the barrels. Should be able to get a little bit done from this position. No, he's actually boosted up, so even better. Able to just line them up in A main. That was the initial 2 kills that were easily found because of it. And then finishes off Wardell as well. An op even to be retrieved. He can drop that over to his teammate. A second round now on the board for Furia. Ghost, although they had been winning those rounds out fairly convincingly overall. I mean, although they had been taking the rounds, they weren't doing so in too clean of a fashion. So they are now actually put down onto a force buy. A Galil, pistols mostly, a couple of Mac 10s. Are they going to be able to get the force buy in their favor again? We've seen Ghost being very successful with these in their matchup against ATK and in their matchup against Lazarus. But Furia do tend to be a better team up against these anti-ecos and anti-force buys the way they play them. Art taking a quick double frag there as he peeks out, acting as just a bait for AbleJ really, so that he can go ahead and pounce then as well. Neptune has no idea that there was a player up close, gets another one before going down, and Wardell pushing forward between two Molotovs. Didn't really have much that he could do, ends up getting finished off quickly. 3-5, 2 rounds now in the difference. As the full eco is going to have to come true for Ghost in this round. It is Glocks for everyone. Nothing being upgraded apart from a flash buff or steel. That's already been used just for him to actually get out on mid. Bit of damage to Caserato, but of course he's actually cleaning this one up. A quick triple kill comes true. The quad will indeed be found, as not a single casualty sustained for Furia in that round right there. So that's good for them to begin to actually build up some money. You can see it does so. They reinvest to get the utility out, but even then they didn't really use much of it in that previous round. So, as I said, good for them to build up some bank. Ghost, though, they're coming back onto the buy now. It's a glass cannon up, unfortunately, for Wardell. A Galil brought out for steel as he has to sacrifice down in order to get the utility. But it is a pretty decent buy overall, certainly one that they could potentially make work, but let's see if that's going to happen. Again, just going back to kind of default in the smoke over towards B main so that they can block off the vision unless they get aggressive on that CT side, which is exactly what Art does. They even used the flash to try and stop it from being effective, but he turned away, looked back, and quickly took the life of Steel. 5-on-4 early on in favor of Furia. With that now, we see Ghost trying to make a play. They send Wardell up on top of the boost to see if he can not only find a frag in mid, but potentially find the map control as well for them to be put into a good position. But he needs to be careful. There's a player up close, one in connector, one on the white box. It could certainly be dangerous. Has been spotted and spammed that a little bit. Not taking any damage, but it kind of baits him into going forward, which does eventually lead to his demise. So it's now a 5-on-3. Kusta, he may be able to catch that aggression on mid. Serato looking tempted to peek it. Does actually manage to cross over successfully. So, yeah, 40 seconds remaining now. It is the 5-on-2 as we see Neptune fallen. It's only Freakazoid and Kusta. Kusta does eventually manage to find one on middle. But at this point, it feels like Furia should inevitably be taking this round. I mean, unless Freakazoid steps up massively walking out of A as well. But that's not going to be easy. But Yuri actually runs out of bullets. That's a bit awkward. It will at least be returned on by Vinny, and at this point now I don't think the bomb can even be retrieved in time anymore, and even then it's definitely not doable when you don't have a head to work with, which is the case for Kusta. So 5-5, equalized on the score now. As we see Ghost just kind of chilling and spawn at the beginning of this round, deciding exactly what they want to buy up. It's not the gun round coming through, but they are able to get some pistols and some Kevlar, just spending the excess cash, making sure they still have enough for the full buy in this next round. But of course, on paper, in theory, this should be Furia having a relatively easy time up against these pistols, maybe keeping 3+ alive, then they're okay. But is that going to be the case is the question. Bit of utility, as I said, in play. Smokes, flashes, and a quick push on towards A. Right now it's a bit of a retake setup actually in place from the CTs, so we should see at least the bomb going down. Freakazoid is indeed able to actually put it in that default position. It leaves Kusta now in a 1 versus 4. He gets the first frag, almost catches Yuri off guard, but eventually gets taken down as he steals the kill from Art. It will be Yuri on the final frag. Art, I believe, was trying to get the knife. got that Let's Go Dean spam again. Actually, yeah, this is guys. Crosshair. I actually don't know exactly what my crosshair commands are. I think it's gap 0, thickness 0, outline 1, style 4, colors just green. I think gap is 0. I think I might have said that already though, but just in case I didn't, adding it in there again. I think that was the first one I said. Is it 2-2? It is indeed Theodore. I'm going to presume that is, with the X in there. But yeah, Ghost back on the buy now. They had a great start here on Cash, but I mean, it's become a little bit more difficult for them over these past few rounds. Furia have been building up some momentum, and kicking off round 12, it doesn't really slow them down at all. Furia just continue to find the kills in their favor. 2-man advantage with the 5-on-3 already. Still going to try and creep in the connector. Could potentially actually return 1, but it's Yuri who wins out the fight instead. He was just holding the angle ready for it. 5-on-2. It just continues to get worse and worse for Ghost in this round. Wardell and Freakazoid, they do have a decent amount of time to work with. It's 35 seconds. It looks like if they are going to go for it, it'll probably have to be over towards A. But as I say, that Wardell actually taking the bomb over towards the useless room, ends up getting taken down. I guess Freakazoid was trying to sell a bit of a fake. That's the up getting dropped, the bomb as well, and useless pretty much ends the round there, and then rather it was literally impossible for Freakazoid to win it. And he does end up getting taken down as well, so no guns being carried over. Ghost looks like they are going to buy up. It's only Wardell who can't actually get the full investment. Everyone else is going to have rifles, Kevlar, and a good bit of utility. Acoustic could even get a glass cannon off if he wanted. He decides against it though. Instead, Wardell going to pull out the scout, as he actually was the player that was looking at having to pull out a weaker weapon no matter what. As the aggression early on from Furia is super successful. Yuri takes down Neptune, and they're going to expect the op to be here as well. They were being cautious of it. The flash actually blinded him, but it doesn't matter. He still connects the shot, and another onto Steel. It's the head that is taken clean off. It's the bomb that is dropped in B main, and it's the round that is likely going in favor of Furia to confirm them at least victory in the half. Of course, means that they will have a lead at halftime no matter what. The question is, would they be able to extend it even further? Will they be able to extend it even further? I mean, Ghost probably looking at an eco in this next round unless they save both of these weapons, and even then Wardell would probably want to carry over an AK for it to be worthwhile. And the problem is, of course, it's not like they're on the CT side, so they can't drop weapons. They wouldn't get any loss bonus. So, I mean, there's not much that Ghost can do at this point, in all honesty, in this round. I'm not too sure if they're going to go for it or if they're going to try save, but I guess for the moment, waiting to see if any mistakes will be made. If Furia are going to give them the options to, or the opportunities rather, to open this up. But it's not going to happen. Freak gets one, but that's it. 8-5. Ghost now looking at an eco. As a pause comes true, it is actually going to be a tactical pause from Furia. Oh, it's actually a tactical pause from Ghost, sorry, but we have another pause that comes through in this exact same round, which is from Furia. And again, I get all my information from a bot on the Discord that just kind of says when a half starts, when the game starts, all this sort of stuff. It's kind of cool. But yeah, both of these teams actually do end up calling in a tactical pause in this exact round, so lots of time for discussion to be had. As the pistols come out once again for Ghost. The half buy, spend the excess cash, get what they can. Bit of utility to back it up with 4 smokes and 2 flashes. So, I mean, probably going to see some form of execute. Vacon asked, is Cash a T-sided map? I mean, Cash is potentially a slightly T-sided map, but I mean, if it is T-sided, it's not by a big margin by any mean. Maybe 8-7, but in the same sense, it could maybe be 8-7 CT side. I feel like it's one of the more balanced maps that is not in the map pool. But it kind of does just depend on the teams, in all honesty. CS asking which side is the map doesn't really mean all that much. It kind of comes down to which team is playing better in general. So let's see. Ghost, as I said, getting out the pistols, and Kevlar gives them an opportunity to at least get something done in this round, but it should be FURIA finding 9. There's AbleJ already actually finding a quick couple of frags towards B main. Takes down Steel and Neptune. He took a dink in return, but it shouldn't really be too big of a deal in the outcome of the round. A nice trade from Kusta towards A, but he is the last man standing. Although he has the bomb in his possession, it's going to be very difficult to get it planted. He eventually does go down. A bit of a gap in that smoke as he peeks out into the crosshair of the upper. There's of course Art over on that Brazilian side. 9-5 now. Ghost going to be able to pull out a bye into the final round of the half, but did they find 6? Did they manage to actually bring out one final round before they head onto the CT side, or will FURIA take a 10-5 lead at half time? I mean, I don't think 5 is enough on the T side. 6 will be okay. But of course, we can never count out Ghost. They were even able to make the comeback happen back on that previous map of Overpass. They've done it on the D side. As it is again a slow round from Ghost. This is the tough spots of the round to fill in when you're solo casting, especially when it's been like nearly 9 hours tonight already, as well as the same for the previous 2 nights. It's also quite late. It's not a lot to say when they're taking it extremely slow, but when they bring up the pace and when the action begins, that's when it gets a little bit easier. Out towards middle, we end up seeing Art going down. Caserato could be in a bit of trouble, but he does end up actually finding that frag on Tuesday. Yuri gets one as well, and is still alive in B main, doing some damage onto Neptune, who's extremely low. Eventually falls, but I mean, as I said, damage is being done at least. But Wardell able to shut down AbleJ in towards Heaven. Caserato could be in trouble. He's just going to be flashed off for now, as we should see that bomb being taken across to the site. But as I said, although Ghost do have the man advantage, the amount of damage that's been done means this is certainly a doable retake for the CT side. Molotov going to slightly delay the bomb plant, but none too substantial. Forced out into the open, though. If he steps up, Steel would be spotted, and he's tempted to do so. Slightly shows his head, didn't even actually uncrouch, but unfortunately ends up going down, of course, to the AUG. A 2-on-2 now. Neptune on 4 HP. Caserato looking to come in from Heaven, though. Needs to be careful. Wardell's holding the angle, but the flash will keep him off for a second. The second one actually is what blinds him up. And Vinny dropping down from Heaven, able to take Neptune out in a round, rather. And now they just need to go try and tap that bomb. Vinny's holding the angle. If he finds the fragger, if he just keeps them at bay for long enough, it would go in their favor no matter what. But he gets the headshot. There it is. 10-5 at halftime for FURIA. 6 rounds, rather, from qualifying to ESL 1 Cologne 2019. Hopefully we won't be too long before we get into the second half this time around. It's getting close to 4 AM here. We sometimes do have pretty long breaks between these half times, which is interesting. It kind of cools down both sides. I mean, also gives the opportunity for them to, for the side that may have struggled in that first half, to try and mentally reset themselves before they swap over to the second half of the game. I mean, could be the case for Ghost right here. They'll be looking, of course, to try and come into that one and pick up the second pistol, which is what they done back on Overpass. Will they be able to do it again here on Cash to recover? Ghost have not had a good map start in this series. Even with the map that they actually did end up winning, it was a comeback that they had to make happen to bring it to that point. Four and a half thousand people in the stream right now. Pretty awesome. Welcome everyone, of course. as we are getting very, very close to finding out who it is actually going to be. As I said before, that heads on over to Germany to play in ESL 1 Cologne 2019. Just waiting on these two teams to ready up to initiate the final half of the night and the final half of the tournament. Unless, of course, it goes to overtime, but even then they're quick and snappy when only 3 rounds apiece. Oh, Jesus, Jumanji Gang, are you okay? I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that it's getting quite late. I never said I wasn't lucky to have this job. Definitely am. But I mean, at some point your body becomes pretty tired that it does kind of noticeably affect you, rather. Especially with trying to get words out and think quickly, which is necessary, of course, for actually solo casting. But yeah, we're back into the action, and look at the amount of utility that FURIA have brought into this round. That is surprising to say the very least. They actually only get Kevlar on 1 player. Everyone else comes in 4 smokes, a couple of flashes, a Molotov and a grenade in play, as it is going to be an A execute. I mean, you don't need this much utility for a standard A execute, so I'm interested to see what they're actually going to be putting through with it, but let's see how it goes. Wardell opens it up. Yuri going to be able to come in with a quick trade. Will actually give them control of the bomb site. And as Art is able to shut down that aggression from Neptune, which was a little bit wild, he really doesn't need to do that. You can see it was kind of a position where they could still maybe play for the retake, but I mean, they also have a player on quad. Freakazide comes through with a quick double kill as he charges onto the bomb site to try and assist Steel. And speaking of Steel, he comes through with a quick headshot onto Abel J. So it looks like it should be Ghost actually picking up this second pistol round and giving themselves a bit of a lifeline. And there it is, the final frag coming through from Freak. 3 in the round for the Swole player. Formerly, he is still Swole in one sense. I'm not tired because I've been sitting here casting, man. I'm tired because it's late. As it is, of course, that eco coming through at the moment. We don't really expect too much to be found in this round for FURIA. Not putting too much of investment. I mean, they do upgrade a couple P250, so they probably would like a couple of kills in return. But they don't really get too much of a return on investment, unfortunately. It is only Wardell that goes down, and even before he did get dropped, he was actually able to find a couple of kills. So, not too bad of a situation. FURIA, though, they will be buying now into this one. They won't have an op coming through, which, of course, for Art is a pretty impactful weapon. When he has that in his possession, that's when he really does shine through, as you would expect for the primary opper. But Ghost coming into the opening gun round here of the second half, they do keep a lot of weaker weapons in their possession. It's 3 FAMASs, an MP9, and then 1 M4. Actually, we do see that FAMAS in the hands of Kusta opening it up. They didn't actually manage to spot him out as sandbags, but he does end up burning, of course. He was kind of forced into taking that peek, which gave him the frag. So, I mean, kind of fortunate to even get the 1-for-1 trade, but a little bit unfortunate in general for Ghost, as they do end up losing one more player quickly as well, with Freak going down. So, 4-on-3, weapon advantage, man advantage in favor of FURIA. The map control as well, haven't gone in their direction as well, haven't taken the mid control. But I mean, as I say that, I realize Neptune that has actually pushed up in A main, so he's in a good spot. Problem is, with just an MP9 and 3 players pushing forward, I mean, he should at least be traded. And they do actually just go ahead and straight up check it, so even then he's not able to get anything done at all. Quick headshot comes through, and a quick push onto the A-bomb site should follow it up. But Steele, he can potentially flank this out. He's been spotted, though, by Able J. If he gets this frag, it gives them an opportunity, but unfortunately, he does not. Wardell now left on the bomb site all alone. 1 on 4, 3 of them going to be pushing him right now. And he does indeed get overwhelmed quite quickly, indeed. It's 11-7 right now. Eco going to have to come through for Ghost, most likely. They can just take the 1 and then buy in the next round. But Steele, actually, I didn't notice how much he's been struggling in this one. Sitting at 3-14. I know he is the in-game leader for Ghost, but overall does tend to frag quite well. So a little bit surprising that he is trailing behind by such a massive margin. As we do see the pause indeed coming in from Ghost. They want to find out what's going wrong. The issue is they're going to be more so focusing on the upcoming round rather than this one, as it is likely going to be very little investment in the current one. They want to make sure that the buy into round number 20 rather will be as strong as possible. With a quick A rush looking to come through actually from FURIA. They should have a pretty easy time. The problem is they make a lot of noise coming up through A main. So with a highway stack having come through, Ghost are in a decent position to try and make this at least a costly round if they can drop a few weapons, but it's not happening. The final player being spotted at the truck will eventually be taken down by Vinny, and that is a very quick round indeed coming through in favor of FURIA. 12-7. Ghost going to be coming back onto the buy, but if they don't make this one work, then they likely do go down 14-7 before we see the guns come back out into their hands again, and at that point it's going to have to be a spectacular comeback that they'd have to pull off, of course, if they want to try and make it happen, which it wouldn't be ideal. Double up setup going to be coming out right now though from Ghost. Steele is actually going to be on that secondary up. He's got Kevlar with his. On the other hand, Wardell does not. His is glass cannon. But it's Steele who's going to find the early contact potentially. He's over in checkers right now. Art going to be flashed in, or rather flashed in the face, because he gets hit by the flash. Blinds him up. Fortunately, he didn't actually get taken down by Steele, who had just fallen back out of checkers. So they do at least manage to find the map control off the back of it, and even a bit of damage. I think Steele actually stepping in that Molotov on the bomb site as he was falling away. But a commitment onto the A bomb site. It's only one player to try and defend. They don't realize he's up on top of the bomb site though. Kusta able to make it work for one kill quite quickly before being traded out. And with that, the rotation allowed to come through from Wardell and Neptune. The op now in position to try and hold it down. That could have been great timing to get the frag on the player on default, but he still manages to pull one through on towards Vinny. 4 on 3 now, creeping forward on B. Art likely to go down as well to the op as Steele. Indeed he does. It's a 2 on 4. The bomb at least going to be planted. That's a small positive. There's going to be enough money to buy in this next round anyway for FURIA. But can they manage to pull back from this 2 versus 4? A double up setup for the retake, I mean, certainly isn't ideal. And Ghost actually don't have a defuse kit, so they are working against that clock rather. I said quack. How the hell did I say that? Making it a little bit more awkward for them, but as you see, flashed in, Wardell able to get one quickly. Although Caserato is able to go ahead and take down Freakazoid, he is returned on by Neptune, so it will be Ghost taking an 8th round. Just about enough time, I believe, for that defuse to come through. As it, of course, is close, but as I said, just about enough time. Still able to find it. Double up setup being carried over. AK for Neptune. We will see a couple of weapons having to be dropped over, though, of course, so I mean, Ghost aren't going to keep much money in the bank. If they end up losing this round, then they could be in an awkward spot again, as FURIA did have enough money to reinvest into this one. As it does look like we might see FURIA take it towards B early on. Similar to what they've done in the previous round, I suppose. They just get that initial map control. It is again Art that goes forward. This time, instead of going into checkers, they throw the flash in towards checkers. That actually forces the op to fall back out. And of course, this time, up in snacks, it was Art ready to take the headshot. A 2-man advantage being quickly found. They noticed the player in the back of checkers, or at least they had a great idea about it. And it's the nade to drop Neptune, and well then. FURIA, they take an extremely quick round once again. That puts Ghost down onto the eco. Very little money in the bank as well. They only got $1,400 loss bonus, so they actually have Kusta and Neptune looking at a double eco, meaning the buy is possible. I mean, even if they don't buy up here, then going into the next round, if they are going to get the investment, Neptune and Kusta probably going to be on something like a FAMAS or an SMG, maybe a pistol. Probably won't have the M4s or AUGs, unfortunately. We want Irish caster back. I am Irish caster. What the hell? I am an Irish caster, at least. Yeah, 5 USPs. We don't expect a lot from Ghost in this round. FURIA should have this one pretty much confirmed already, especially as they do manage to actually find 2 quick kills on towards A. Spam coming through from Art gets a bit of damage. It's only Kusta now that remains, but he's up close in the smoke, so maybe he can catch a player off guard. And indeed he does. Vinny actually ends up going down. A dink as well follows it up onto Caserato, but he will actually end up being dropped. Only having the USP, of course, wasn't the best weapon in that position. But yeah, Ghost now, they're coming onto the buy. As I said, though, it's not a perfect one. The up going to come through for Wardell. At least he's able to drop an AUG back over in return. But if Ghost don't manage to make this one work, they're looking at an even worse investment in what could be the final round of this tournament. Of this qualifier, to be exact. Steel sitting at 4 to 17 rather. Neptune at 7 to 18. A couple of players on that Ghost side not really able to get going on cash, which certainly could be a bit of a problem and has been. Able J also slacking behind slightly when we're looking at FURIA, but other than that, it is all 4 players kind of being within a very close frag disparity of each other. I believe only 4, actually 5 rather. 17 on Yuri, 22 on Art. But here we go. As I said, Ghost able to pull out the buy. They have a UMP and an MP9 being the weaknesses. They do actually get a defuse kit, a bit of utility as well, but look how quick the play is going to be. It's straight towards the A bomb site for FURIA. Kusta on the MP9 actually does manage to win out the initial fight, take the first blood over in favor of Ghost, but will they be able to keep that is the question. Eventually they do manage to trade it on the FURIA side. As we do actually see Caserato been able to take down Freaka's side. 4v3 now, make that a 4 versus 2. 4 versus 1, I mean, as I throw out how many players are alive, it just keeps changing. Casters, of course, perhaps, as it's only Steel now. Spotted on a highway, rather, and tagged up slightly as he falls back. I mean, saving the up is probably his main goal right now, just so they have something to work with in the next round, because FURIA, they have gone ahead and taken themselves map, series, and qualifier point. Why is Cash in the map pool? Cash is still in the map pool for this tournament for some reason. I actually don't know. I don't know if it's in the map pool for the actual tournament or if it's just for the qualifier. As a Scout, a Mag 7, a FAMAS, a CZ, and a Deagle is all that's allowed to be brought into this round for Ghost. As of course that up wasn't carried over. Already 2 frags going in favor of FURIA. The B-bomb site under a lot of pressure as it is only a single player to try and defend it. Being Neptune currently, he's going to have a really tough time. He's actually calling for the rotations, but look at this. Caserato pushing into the spawn, finds a quick kill. Manages to cut off the rotation, and now it's the 4 versus 2. FURIA a single round, 2 frags away from qualifying the ESL Cologne 2019. And as they sprint it back over to the A bomb site, they are going to realize that it's going to be completely open for the taking. And Freakaside and Neptune left in a very difficult retake, which they should realize quite soon. The boost coming into the vent actually just going to be shut down. So will it even come to that point? Looks like it will as the bomb goes down, but I mean, it comes to that point in a 1-on-4 instead. So even worse chances for Neptune now as he's left alone. It's in the map pool until May 14th, so only for the qualifier. Okay, shout out to Notes for, of course, giving us that info And shout out to FURIA as they do indeed confirm it with that final frag from Yuri, that they have gone ahead and qualified the ESL 1 Cologne 2019. There was one spot up for the grabs, of course.